For years now, Minecraft's villagers have been a never-ending source of mystery for the player. Where exactly do they stand in the lore? Are they distant relatives of the player? The ancient builders? And what about the illagers? What's up with them? Who knows? But today, we're going deeper, much deeper. Past the doors, the emeralds, and the suspiciously judgmental noises. Most people assume that the villagers are a digressed version of the ancient builders. But today, I think I'm going to show you that they're a little bit more progressive than you think. It's been under our noses this entire time. Minecraft villagers are gay guys. To get things started, we're going to take a look at the appearances of the villagers. And from a lore perspective, we're going to consider everything from before the 1.14 update, the Village and Pillage update, to be non-canon. This was the update that completely redesigned the villagers and revamped their jobs. And with this, they went from wearing identical plain robes to living their best life. Keep in mind that this is a world where survival is key. Finding food, shelter, protection, defending yourself, not their priority. Nope. Instead, these divas are finding time to coordinate occupation-specific fashion statements. For example, librarians with their flowing robes and embroidered trim, and clerics, look at that purple. Even in a post-apocalyptic village, they clearly understood the assignment. Oh, and did I mention that these guys love leather? But if you're looking for the most convincing villager outfit to confirm this theory, well, look no further than the swamp villagers. Does that remind you of anything? That's right, the eggplant emoji. As stated before, it was 2019's Village and Pillage update that added this mechanic where villagers would now dress all fancy and change jobs on a whim. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Well, it should, because just a year earlier, the reboot of Queer Eye debuted, and I believe that this is where Mojang took inspiration for this villager mechanic. But I know what some of you are thinking. Surely appearances alone are not enough to confirm this hypothesis. And you'd be right. As they say in the real world, don't judge a book based on the way it looks the first time you see it before you read it. After all, what else could we bring up about their appearance? Being bald? Well, as we see in the real world, being bald is not exclusively a straight thing. Let's dig a bit deeper into some of the other attributes of the villagers. Besides fashion, what is the villagers' number one obsession? Their trademark item. That's right, emeralds. Now at first glance, you might think, oh, that's just their currency. But you'd be wrong, because when you really look at it, emeralds in the Minecraft world are not practical outside of the villages. In the Minecraft world, emeralds are useless for survival. They can't be crafted into any tools. They're just jewelry, luxury, fashion, all things that gay guys seem to enjoy. But you might ask yourself, why emeralds? Well, it's pretty obvious. Emeralds are green, the color of envy. And I believe this is a direct parallel to how gay guys always seem to be hating or mad about something. Is this still not convincing enough? Well, let's take a look at the diet of the villagers in-game. It's clear to see that villagers are living off a diet of weird and gross stuff like wheat, carrots, potatoes, and beets. All stuff I assume you would find at brunch or something, or at like a gross vegan restaurant. Maybe you're starting to see where I'm going with this. A plant-based diet? No meat? Locally grown produce? Sounds familiar. Hold the fucking phone, some of you might be saying. Don't the villagers trade for fish and meat? Yeah, what about the butcher and the fisherman? If they didn't need that meat or eat it, then what's the point? You might think that this crumbles my whole line of thinking here, but no. I'm convinced that the villagers themselves are never eating the meat, just trading it with you, the player, and running their business. How can I know this for sure? Well, when's the only time in-game that we actually see villagers eating? That's right, villager breeding. For villagers to breed, they either need to eat bread, carrots, potatoes, or beetroots. Nothing else will work. They don't want it. I mean, what straight guy would turn down a delicious steak? But wait, villagers breeding? They can breed? Two guys can breed? It's stuff like this that make people love the magical world of Minecraft, where impossibilities become real. As we know, in the real world, men are not able to have sex with each other because it wouldn't work, and I don't believe anyone has ever tried. According to my research, Minecraft may be the first ever instance of men having sex. Are you still not convinced that Mojang would go to these lengths to make the hopes and dreams of the gay community come true? Well, I wasn't either, until I realized this. Villager breeding was first introduced all the way back in 2011, during Minecraft's Beta 1.9 pre-release. Why is this important? Well, what else happened earlier in 2011? On February 23rd, the administration of Barack Hussein Obama announced that it would stop defending the Defense of Marriage Act in court. For you straight people that didn't pay attention in school, the Defense of Marriage Act, or DOMA, said the federal government would only recognize marriage as between a man and a woman. Crazy, right? But nonetheless, it was thanks to President Obama that villagers were finally allowed to get freaky. While that serves as the bulk of my argument, the connections really don't stop there. I could keep going. I mean, there's details hidden all throughout the villagers' behavior. Notice how they say and to each other. Well, if they were straight, wouldn't they say something like yo or what's good? Here's another one. Everyone knows that villagers can freely come in and out of doors. Well, what usually has a door? That's right, a closet. They can literally come out of the closet. But what can they not come in and out of? Gates. Did you hear that? Gates. Now, those of you with careful ears can hear that the word gates features the word gay. This is a metaphor to show that they can't stop being gay. But wait, so far I have yet to mention the Outliers. What about, say, the Illagers? What is up with them? Well, the way I see it, it's pretty clear to me that the Illagers are not gay. Well, I mean, for starters, the Illagers will hold badass weapons like axes and crossbows, and they'll get all up in your face and try to kill you. That's not gay. And yeah, the Evoker is wearing a robe, but check it out, he's doing a Y pose. Remember those? Remember the T pose? Man, I remember I used to laugh hard as hell when people would do the T pose. And if you're still not convinced, check out those eyebrows on the Illagers. I mean, no gay guy would let his eyebrows get that out of control and bushy. And yes, I hear you. What about the witch? What about the witch? Clearly, it's a girl, right? Well, a quick Google search shows that the word witch does usually refer to a girl. And it does rhyme with bitch. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to make the claim that the witches are simply just transsexuals, which turns out is another kind of gay. What proof do I have? Well, when making the witch model, Mojang simply just reused the villager model. They're the same height, the same width, the same everything. Still not convinced that it's just a villager in a dress? Well, consider this. When Minecraft debuted Alex, they deliberately gave her a smaller model when compared to that of Steve. Mojang made a deliberate change here to show the difference between the size of a man and a woman. And with that, the truth about villagers is finally clear. And honestly, props to Mojang for including such inclusive design. So the next time that you're exploring your Minecraft world, and you come across one of these villages, take a moment to appreciate it for the safe space, communistic, no private property, gayborhood full of good vibes that it is. I hope you enjoyed my theory. If you liked it, leave a comment or something. If you want to see more, leave some suggestions, or whatever. Thanks.